Now to developing news in Chesapeake, where water quality testing is underway after a Christmas Eve sewage spill.
That's right. More than 2,000 gallons overflowed from a sewage line. Sarah Hammond joins us live with more on what happened. Sarah.
Well, we're here at the intersection of Great Bridge Boulevard and Neal Street, where 2,500 gallons of sewage spilled just 3 days ago, leaving behind a pretty strong smell that's still out here now. Some of that sewage made its way into Newton Creek just down the way, and now water quality tests are underway. Crews with the Hampton Roads Sanitation District spent late Christmas Eve into Christmas morning cleaning up sewage. Kyle Curtis, an environmental scientist with HRSD, says a blockage in a sewer line caused 2,500 gallons of sewage to overflow.
As soon as something sort of like interrupts the flow, then more stuff can kind of pile up on it, and then eventually the pipe surcharges.
HRSD says they cleared and contained the blockage early on Christmas Day. However, some of the overflow made its way into stormwater drainage structures that lead into Newton Creek. That's part of the Elizabeth River, though Curtis says it's not clear exactly how much.
But I know that we would initiate a cleanup that kind of assumes that a lot of it's going to get there because we want to mitigate that impact.
He says even if all of that sewage went into the water, it's not a major cause for concern environmentally.
I know that when you hear some of these numbers of the amount of volume that was kind of released, they sound really big because you think like in terms of maybe swimming pools or things like that. But it's worth remembering that the Elizabeth River really is just a big estuary of the bay.
Curtis says having that tide change really mitigates any long-term impact and can get rid of that sewage in a matter of weeks.
Obviously, we don't want this to happen, but we do have that kind of working on our side. And so we don't have any reason to think that there are long-term impacts, even if, a spill happens in a water body more than once.
HRSD leaders say they installed a bypass to prevent any additional spilling, and they're still waiting on the results of those water quality tests. Live in Chesapeake, Sarah Hammond, 13 News Now.